Welcome to the new moon. It's a new moon cycle, and honestly, new moons are one of my all-time absolute favorite period of the monthly cycle. And yeah, I do. It's actually very important for me to start highlighting them more and more. There is so much happening around lately. However, I do think new moons are so important. It's that small time frame that allows us to slow down and check in with ourselves. And I feel like they're quite popular because most people do enjoy setting intentions during new moons. And yeah, I think I'm actually really excited and looking forward to this new series that I'm really excited to start covering more and more. And the new moon to me is important because it is a new cycle. Even in Kabbalah, it is actually the beginning of the month. And for example, like whereas the mainstream outside everywhere else, we're still, as I'm recording this, we're still in Cancer season. Now the new moon is in Kabbalah, we're actually entering the next season of Av, which is Leo. And I always feel the energy switching. And I'll probably make another episode talking about this further, but I can always feel the energy shifting because Cancer energy is not the same as Leo. But it doesn't matter whether you're using the Kabbalistic calendar or whether you're using the more common calendar, and then you still in Cancer. It doesn't matter, it's still a new moon. I use new moon, I see new moon as the beginning, the head of the month, just like we see it in Kabbalah. And even if you like, whatever works for you, right, the new moon is a great opportunity. It's a great time for you to set your intentions for this new cycle. However, the reason why a lot of us are into manifestation and goal setting and writing goal for new moon, and many of us can say, oh my god, the goals never come to fruition. The thing that you have to understand is that with new moon, I swear, with new moon, it is a very important to align yourself with the flavor of the month, right? The flavor of the cycle. If let's say you seeing this as a new moon in Cancer, like like we're pretty much everywhere you'd see the current new moon of Cancer. Ask yourself, what is the flavor of Cancer? What is Cancer all about, right? Cancer is all about the home. It's about family. It can represent the mother, like motherly feeling, that nourishing female energy. Cancer is our emotions. That's the energy. That's the vibe. It's all about safety, security in the home. So the more that you align your goals with that energy of the month, whereas, for example, in Gemini, it was about communication, creation, exchange of ideas, then we need to align our goal setting, our intentions, our journaling every new month with the season, with the flavor. It's like we're not trying to plant a seed right when there's snow outside and it's not the right season to do that. It's the same thing with those lunar cycle. We need to understand that they're not random. Every lunar cycle has a different flavor, and the more you align yourself with the flavor of the month, and the this is when your manifestation is really gonna start is really gonna start launching. I don't know why I'm thinking about space. And I wanted to keep it really simple this lunar season because honestly I feel like a lot of Cancer has been really a heavy energy for a lot of people because it's very emotional, that watery, sticky, magnetic type of energy. And we don't need to overcomplicate things more than they can feel quite overwhelming for a lot of us right now. And let's just keep it simple. And by the way, if you wanted to set up your intentions for this new cycle, it's pretty much about, of course, the closer you are to the timing of the new moon, you can always check that based on your location. but you pretty much have about, it's generally accepted that it's the window of opportunity is about 48 hours. So it's not too late if you're listening to this right now. And in the future, I will try my best to release this type of new moon episodes a bit earlier, a couple of days before. It's always hard for me to find what's the perfect timing window, because if you do it too early, it's like people are like, "What are you talking about?" Right? But if you do it too late, so I'm still playing around and seeing what would be a better, like a perfect window. And I just wanted to keep it really simple today. For, of course, sit down, write your intentions, and remember, keep it with the theme, right? That's the energy. We're not trying to go against the current. We want to flow with the current. And the inspiration I had today was I talk a lot about a lot of the different content I consume a lot of the trainings I'm doing in education and stuff like that. And I'm a big proponent of continuing education and community in some sense. And I'm part of so many different astrological bodies. And one of my favorite places that I like to be, it's the Astro Hub, right? Astrology Hub, and I love their inner circle. It's I think it's such a cozy place, and it's a monthly membership where people come together and then they exchange ideas, and then I can geek out because you have all of these amazing astrologers that are experts in their field, and they come and they share their ideas, and then it just plants seeds, and then I just take this and it's like a tree that just starts sprouting in every single direction. So because we're an ecosystem, right, we're not operating by ourselves. And in the newsletter that they have, they sent this beautiful excerpt from one of the astrologer. I think this one came from Cameron. He's a very great, quite young astrologer. Usually I tend to side more with seniors astrologers, but once in a while you'd have younger astrologer that I find wise beyond their years. And I really like what that excerpt. So I just wanted to read it, doing something very different in this episode. So just for credit sake, because I believe it's very important, transparency and to give credit where credit is due. This expert is not from me. I didn't read it. I actually took this as a part of the email, and I think that's okay since I'm crediting. It's just a very small, short paragraph for this new moon. Since this new moon was about Cancer energy, technically Cameron really brought the idea of, for once, let's not all trying to rush towards trying to make meaning of, oh, what is happening? What am I supposed to see here? What is the, tell me what it means. Tell me what it means. Give me date. Give me date. For once, he was inviting us all to contemplate instead and just sit with it. Let the energy just be. And I think in this new moon, I think it could be a quite a beautiful invitation for many of us. And I wanted to read this. It says, work on your inner world. Have a rich inner world. And actually, wait, this is my notes for a different video. Wait a minute. Okay, wait. Okay, I found it. I'm like, nah, he didn't say that. Okay, I found it. It says, observe. So that's in the words of Cameron, right? Cameron Allen. He says, observe, allow, stay in conversation. He reminded us that Mercury retrograde invites contemplation more than certainty. Rather than grasping for immediate answers, this is the time to notice what you're feeling. Become aware of your emotional attachments and remain curious about what is unfolding instead of forcing a conclusion. That insight reminds us that we don't need to react quickly, predict what's coming next, or immediately make sense of what's happening around us. Because astrology often asks something very different of us. It invites us to slow down long enough to notice what's emerging before we decide what it means. So I found this really inspiring. And also, as I'm recording this, as Mercury is still retrograding in Cancer, and Cancer being the theme of home, a lot of us this season, I know we always think about home as this wholesome, welcoming place, but for many of us, home is not really that safe feeling. A lot of us, we would feel like home is not supportive at all. And this is where I'm getting a bit vulnerable here at the same time, while still trying my best to be really respectful to my heritage, and 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 not oversharing too much. But still, it's that fine line to walk, being vulnerable, but at the same time, right, being also respectful through our roots. And I'm myself finding myself really struggling with this lately. And in retrograde, Mercury retrograde, I feel like I'm starting a different type of relationship with Mercury retrograde, where I'm falling in love more and more with Mercury retrograde. Whereas in the past, I used to fear it like most people, because this Mercury retrograde, I felt so connected to the universe, like, just because everything was going so upside down. I didn't have any choice but to just sit back and chill. And then while I was sitting still being fidgety, but just surrendering more, waiting for the next cue. And I started getting so much more truth coming into my entering my sphere. And a lot of us, as we are contemplating, because this is a new moon in Cancer, right? As we are contemplating what we're contemplating and sitting with a lot of emotions, a lot of family stuff and home things are going to come up for many of us. And many of us, we're going to start assessing what is a safe home, what is safety means to us. A lot of us, we would be very grateful for the beautiful safety we have within our family unit, our family, our foundation, our base, what we call home, our friends, our circle. And many of us will notice that, wait a minute, we don't really have a safe and healthy and supportive family. And that's okay. And it's an invitation to sit down and understand things. And sometimes we don't have those TV reality show, those stereotypical wholesome family that, right, your parents are there for you and they support you and all that stuff. And it's okay. You're not defective. And a lot of time that means that acceptance is the first step to healing, awareness. And then that way you can see the things clearly. And it's your invitation to start walking your path, to define what safety is for you, and to start building your own safety outside of what you thought it was going to be. For example, as I'm trying to record, I've been trying to record this episode for some time now. As I'm trying to record this episode, because I'm currently visiting family, and my family knows that I'm how important this is for me, and I'm trying to record my podcast and all of this thing. Like, you don't have any support. There's no support. There's no, like, people outside. I hide myself in the place to record the episode. People outside making a million noise, being very obnoxious and selfish and self-centered. And there's just, and a part of me kind of feels sad, like, wow, there is no support, especially if you the kind of person who supports others and you approach life with compassion. It is hurtful when you see, wow, there, like, certain people that are supposed to play, that you've always put in, like, their form of authority in your life. That could be your mom, your dad, your uncle, your aunt. So we automatically attach support to them. Then when you never get that support from these people, it hurts. But at some time you come to realize, all right, this is my reality and I'm just going to accept it. It's hard because at the same time we need to reach that conclusion while still being supportive, while still being keeping our heart open and not closing it. It's not easy. It's not easy. Why am I saying all these things? I'm saying all these things because all of these emotions are emotions that are going to come up for a lot of us, very messy things for a lot of us, especially as Mercury is still retrograding in Cancer, the sign of the home, the archetype of home, family, safety. And then we have this new moon in this cycle. So it's an invitation that I like to extend to you, to sit down and reflect about what does family means to you, what does home means to you, what does safety means to you. not feeling like there's something wrong with you if you don't feel like you don't have that image that society often is portraying as what family should be like. And this is also your invitation when you write in your intentions for this new cycle to commit, at least explore, approach it with curiosity. What would it mean to you to have a safe home, a safe family, a safe foundation, a safe base, and to explore that unapologetically, not to be ashamed. Sometimes, if a place is too toxic for you, you have the right to leave, and I hope that you can. You don't have to burn yourself, set yourself on fire to keep others warm, right? The light doesn't ask us to self sacrifice like that. Yes, of course, we need to love the others, love your neighbors as you love thyself. But also, we have to understand central column, right? Like I always talk about, everything in life needs to be balanced. You can't be too giving, you can't be too much taking. It has to be balanced in the middle. So I feel like this is the invitation that all of us were having to do and contemplate in this cycle. And it's actually funny how I didn't plan to share any of this. It's just that's what's to come out. On that note, I want to wish you a very beautiful new cycle this season. This lunar cycle, let us approach life with joy and embrace the adventure, and seeing that every cycle is a brand new chance for us, and life is inviting us to participate. On that note, in Kabbalah we say Chodesh Tov, which is happy new month, as this is the head of the new cycle. And as usual, if you feel like talking about anything that's in your heart, if you feel like you want to have private session with me about anything that you're going through, all my links are down below, and I will see you in the next one, my love. Bye. Keep shining bright like a diamond.